let's do a little bit of this. Yeah. Can you hear that?
I can hear it.
Great.
You feel good?
I feel great.
Good. Thank you once again for being here at the old church. My name is Frank, and I have one of the pleasures of my life is to be able to drive around and sing songs for nice people in different places and meet other people doing the same thing. I'm not even sure where Jessica and I met. Was it New Jersey? I don't know.
It was Black Bear. It was
Black
at
Bear.
We didn't meet though. We just locked eyes.
Oh.
And
we've been in love ever
since. We
since.
eventually met.
Jessica's really wonderful. We did a show together in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is where she's from. She's got a really interesting story, and she's just a wonderful person, and her songs are so vulnerable and so beautiful. I don't think I've made it through a Jessica Smucker set with dry eyes. Not yet, anyway. We'll see if it happens tonight, but I don't think it's gonna. Ladies and gentlemen from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, please welcome Jessica Smucker.
Inside a dark cocoon, the land of the free. I get so tired of the undertow of all the things I can't let go. Oh, there is nothing we can do or say. Digging through the trash for something that's worth singing about. The wild geese are heading south. You and I are living hand to mouth. Oh, there is nothing we can do or say. Against us ever being honest, happy and free. So I dance alone in the dark at night. Forgive myself when I can't find the light. Oh, there is nothing we can do or say. Come and go, but the blues are here to stay. So I rip the joy from the mouth of pain. Wander through the streets and look for hidden music under everything. I can feel the beat in the pouring rain. I can follow the sound of a passing train. Oh, 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 there is nothing we can do or say to make the river flow the opposite way. The sooner we accept this life, the sooner we'll be okay. Good things will come and go, but the blues are here to stay. Good things will come and go, but the blues are here to stay. Good things will come and go, but the blues are here to stay. Thank you so much. It's really, really nice to be here. I've been looking forward to this show in this place for a long time. I'm going to go right into the next song. So most of us songwriters are storytellers, and we like stories, and we chase stories. And some of us are better than others at keeping the balance of that in perspective. I have been accused at times of chasing stories to my own detriment. And this is a song about that. It's called Looking for Spiders. Mary in the corner plot, she planted 'cause thistles choke and rabbits run and sunlight blinds her, and everything's another form of failure that defines her. What makes you interesting? How does your garden grow? And what's your best excuse for being all alone? And aren't there enough conundrums in this silly world? Thank you so much. So, I'm a mom. Any parents out there in the audience? Of course there are. I'm a mom of 2 little boys. They're 8 and 10. And I'm going to play you a song that I wrote when I was pregnant with the younger one. And I was noticing that I felt different. I felt very differently about the second pregnancy than I did with the first one. Most significantly, I was less anxious to get it over with. Even though I really didn't love being pregnant, by that time I knew about the differences between caring for the child on the inside and caring for the one on the outside. And it's a lot different, obviously. I don't think I've ever had a role in my life that has involved as much inevitable failure and as many bad days as being a parent is. And so I was thinking about how when you have the child inside, you are a contained environment, and caring for them is pretty straightforward. You just have to take care of yourself and do all the things and go to all the doctor appointments and all of that. But to them, it's like you are the earth and the moon and the stars. You are the weather. So this is called When I Was the Weather. If I could make the sun shine, we could go outside. You could run, I could hide. I don't wanna hold you, I'm too tired to chase you. I just need a place to cry. Once I was the weather, you couldn't see my eyes. My voice was like a thunder rumbling through your skies. When I was the weather, I knew just what to say. Now I fumble through my lines every single day. You're my perfect vision, the sun setting on my clouds. When I look at you, I know I can be proud. But there's no way around this. There's no settling of the score. I am less when you are more. Once I was the weather, and you could feel my sighs, blowing like a warm wind, blowing through your skies. When I was the weather, I didn't have to pray. heart beating like a downpour, your music in the dark. When I was the weather, I always knew my way. Now I get so lost and found every single day. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I do have some CDs here. I have one of my albums in CD version. I have a whole bunch of other stuff that's online. And I would love it if you would follow me on Spotify or YouTube or any of the places where that exist online. I also have an email list out there, and I do try to come up to this area pretty often, so I send out a newsletter about once a month, and that will tell you when I'm coming to the area next. I was seeing this guy for a long time who usually I'm the one in a relationship that talks the most. But this was one of those times where I was actually with somebody who was also a big talker. And when things started getting a little more on the rocks with us, there were a lot of times when it just felt like, you know what would be great for our relationship if everybody would just stop talking for a while. So I wrote this song. It's called Shut Up. Thanks. He was my drummer at the time, so it was really funny when he had to play it with me, and he was a good sport about it. I want to lose you today. Pump you with air and watch you blow away. I'm tired of love, I love you too much. But here in this moment, loving you sucks. A drip of the faucet, a steep waterfall. There's too much too fast or nothing at all. I can't get through to you. You're preaching like a prophet, dooming all the fun, screaming like a madman, pushing till you win. The more you push it out, the less you let it in. Well, I have had enough of this white noise static coming from your lips. Why don't you shut up and let me love you? Try not to feel what you said. Give it a moment, give it a rest. Hearing your voice in my head. You keep pulling me into your beautiful mess. I've never been good at walking away, but I deserve more than to love you today. I can't get through to you. You're preaching like a prophet, picking at my sins, pointing like a moonbeam, raging at the sea. Caught up in a wave that's crashing over me. Well, here I am, still playing my role, alone can't get through. I can't get through. I can't get through. I've had enough of this white noise static coming from your lips. Why don't you shut up and let me love you? Thank you so much. Hey Frank, how am I on time? 2 more? Great, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 more on the keyboard, and then I'm going to end. I can't do this show with the Steinway in the room and not do at least 1 song on there. So, so I'm going to get a little apocalyptic here. During the pandemic, the beginning, 2020, my kids were 3 and 5, and I had been working at a job where I was traveling a lot before that time, and so there was something very settling about having to stay home all the time. It was a nice time for my family, actually, as much as it was also a lot for everybody who had little kids. But I remember going out to a playground with my kids sometime that summer, and it was still like we could go to a playground, but they had to stay away from other kids. And I don't know, I was looking around and I just felt like the feeling I had was that it's like the world already ended, but we're all still here and we don't know what to do. And because I had little boys, that just got me thinking about dinosaurs. And and I'll let the song say the rest. This is called Dinosaurs. Feel free to sing along at the end. It gets a little anthemic. I always thought the world would end with blood and bones. But here we are, hunkered down in our home sweet home. I love you more without the crowds drawing me out. I've got everything I need inside this house. Maybe your hope is lost. Maybe the dinosaurs live for 1,000 years after the meteor. But if a jig is up, if this is all we've got, baby, I'm glad I cast my lot with you. Time punches hard. Everything I see is red. Learning to live my life without a future in my head. I love you more since the clocks all stopped. We've got everything we need to stay alive until we're not. Maybe all is lost. Maybe the dinosaurs live for 1,000 years after the meteor. But if a jig is up, if this is all we've got, Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to move over to the piano for one last song. All right. We got this? Yes, we do. This is technically already out of season. This is I usually only play this song in October, but we're close enough, right? Okay. This is my autumn lullaby. Start that again. The sun is rising like a swollen reverie. October's here, I wear my memories on my sleeve. I tried to stay, but there were masks to wear and leaves to chase. I miss you now, but not to worry, nothing's changed. I don't even mind, I don't even mind that I'm not doing anything of any consequence in my life. I've got all the time in the world. Wrap me up inside an acorn shell. Toss me to a pile of leaves. Light my love on fire, dear, and watch the night sky bleed. The rain came down and washed away the scent of you and me. It covered up whatever I was gonna say. I love the autumn 'cause it makes me wanna fall. Let go my will and I'll drift anywhere at all. I don't even mind that I'm not doing anything of any consequence in my life. I've got all the time in the world. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Frank.
Folks, say thank you again to Jessica Smucker. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to take a very short break. It is now 7:36. At 7:50, we're going to start with Bruce T. Carroll. Is that okay? Stretch your legs a little bit, and thank you very much for being here. Hey, give it up again for Jessica Smucker. Hi, everybody. Ooh, sorry. Hi, everybody. How are you? Good. Did you like Jessica Smucker? I really like her a lot. Like she said earlier, she is in Connecticut every now and then, so sign up on her mailing list. As a matter of fact, everybody's got a mailing list today. I'm going to tell you all about Riley Cotton pretty soon, but first I'm going to tell you about Bruce T. Carroll. One of the things I really like about Bruce T. Carroll is that he's got something really important to say. And the second thing I really like about Bruce T. Carroll is that he says it with stoicism. Like, you know, straight out. Like, some people yell and rage and do all this kind of stuff, you know? And that kind of turns me off. The message here is solid, but it's, you know, spoken in a clear voice that you can understand. So, listen to this guy. He's got something good to say. From Kent, Connecticut, please welcome Bruce T. Carroll.
Thank you, Frank. Sitting down by the river, it goes so slow, goes so slow, goes so slow. I'm trying to forgive her, but I don't know, but I don't know, but I don't know. She was like finding calm inside a hurricane, like finding money in the road, like finding God before you go insane. Getting all you were ever owed. It was just like finding you. The last time that I saw you, you were gone away. You had nothing to say. You were gone away. The last time that I saw you was the middle of May. You were gone away. You had nothing to say. You were like finding calm inside a hurricane. Like finding money in the road. Like finding God before you go insane. Like getting all you were ever owed. It was just like finding you. Big as a harvest moon, bright as a fairground balloon, sweet as a violin tune. The ring down on the table says you're gone too soon. You fly like a fairground balloon, you fade like a violin tune. You're like finding calm inside a hurricane, like finding money in the road, like finding God before you go insane, like getting all you were ever owed. Like finding calm inside a hurricane, like finding money in the road, like finding God before you go insane, like getting all you were ever owed. It was just like finding you. It was just like finding you. It was just like finding you. Thank you very much. And another thanks for Jessica Smucker, who opened, didn't open, she played first. She slays me. Her songs are so beautiful. All right. I played here once before, I guess, for the past with the guitar thing. But I'm so happy to have Frank Cortelli's acquaintance. Sort of new in the last couple of years. If I had known this man like 40 years ago, things would be different. He's a good man. Anyway. All right. I should probably introduce this song by saying I wrote it back, I think in 2009. It was actually during the depression of '08. Anybody remember that one? 2008? No, okay. But a lot of people lost a lot of things back then. Possessions, homes, jobs. It sort of made the COVID crisis not so bad. Anyway, this is about losing something of value. When you're down on your knees in the alley, and you're flat on your back on the floor, when that sweet summer breeze from the valley won't roll and tumble past your door, when you think it over, when you've got some time to kill, the river may rise from where the riverbed lies, right up to the top of this hill. Now the shops in the village are boarded up, and the streets are all empty downtown. On the table before you sits an empty cup, and uneasy on your head lies the crown. But when I think it over, when I've got some time to kill, through good times and bad, all the good times we had at our house up on top of the hill. 'Cause when I think it over, when I've got some time to kill, on this long, long road, all the kindness you showed at our house up on top of the hill. When the ruckus and romance of history settles like dust on the floor, and the scripts and the stagecraft and mystery, they don't hold such sway anymore, throw the doors of this house open wide, let the laughter and light from inside illumine the path that has brought you and will lead you away. Sometimes I feel like Don Quixote, and sometimes I feel like Don Juan. Sometimes I feel like it's time to be going. Sometimes I feel like I'm already gone. But when I think it over, when I've got some time to kill, the river may rise from where the riverbed lies, right up to the top of this hill. 'Cause when I think it over, when I've got some time to kill, the river may rise, but my sweet baby still lies in my arms up on top of the hill. Yes, the river may rise, but my sweet baby still lies in my arms up on top of the hill. Thank you very much. All right. I just a little tired tonight. Just got back from a trip out to Western Pennsylvania, where for several days I was going door to door. out in western farm country, really. There's an election coming up here next week. I guess everybody knows that, right? Are we all ready? We all have a plan to vote? Well, I was out there knocking doors for the blue team. I'm unabashed in my leanings. I wrote this back in 2017. I have often felt alone, walked miles by myself, lived close to the bone. I have often felt betrayed by the people who left me, by the lovers who strayed. So I mostly kept to myself, though I always held close to the truth. The time to be silent has now come to an end. The bonds that once held us can no longer bend. I take your hand firmly, jump into the fray, on a wing and a prayer that we'll find our way to a place where we can speak the truth, 'cause I've got nothing up my sleeve. This has always been my home, and I will never leave. I have often felt afraid of the path that you took and the mess that you made. I have often felt confused by the things that you did and the reasons you used. So I mostly kept to myself, though I always held close to the truth. The time to be silent is now fading fast. The world that we built is crumbling into the past. I take your hand firmly, jump into the fray, on a wing and a prayer that we'll find our way to a place where we can be joyous and free, and this I do believe. This has always been my home, and I will never leave. For every lifeless body washes up upon your shore, for every helpless child and mother fleeing madman war, for every smug indifferent, for every smothered light, for every time we think that justice is someone else's fate. There's a place where we'll find our peace, and this I do believe. This has always been my home, and I will never leave. I admired men who spoke the truth, who stood up for others. They were the heroes of my youth. When did statesmen fade away? When did fools take the field? When did lies win the day? For we are the land of the free, we are the home of the brave. On ground we stole from native folk, in homes we built with slaves. There's a pile of broken nations built on tyranny and fear, and empty cowed ovations for the bloated profiteer. Well, I know how things got this way, and I know you can't undo the past. There's a time to rise above it all. Our hope is fading fast. There's a place we'll find our peace, and this I do believe. This has always been my home, and I will never leave. There's a place we'll find our peace, and this I do believe. This has always been our home, Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's see. All right. So this is what, 2024? The years are flying by, right? So in 2020, the last election, I believe I was back and forth to Georgia a lot. And I was, we did a lot of good work down there. We won like 5 elections. I wrote a couple of songs. This is one of them. Nobody owns this river. Nobody owns this sky. No one knows who owns this valley. No one owns the by and by. This great and gleaming twilight. This wind, these polished stones. Your fleet and agile spirit. My old and broken bones. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. No one knows what it is you're facing. No one knows what it is you fear. No one knows why it is you're laughing. No one knows what it is you hear. No one knows how far you journey. No one knows how dark the night. No one knows how deep the valley. No one knows how hard the fight. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But everybody cares. The floor ain't level. Everybody cares if the stove won't light. Everybody cares the fence is broken. Everybody cares if the dog won't fight. Everybody cares if the floor ain't level. Everybody cares if the car won't start. Everybody cares if the creek is rising. Everybody cares about your broken heart. Everybody cares. Everybody cares. But nobody knows. Mothers lost their children, and fathers lost their way. And farmers lost their fields, and workers lost their pay. And brothers lost their courage, and lovers lost their will. And fighters lost their spirit, and dreamers, we're dreaming still. Nobody knows how this happened. Nobody knows how we lost our way. Nobody knows why we grew silent. Nobody knows why we turned and walked away. But everybody cares. The fields are teeming. Everybody cares if the bins are full. Everybody cares if the grid is humming. Everybody cares about the bears and the bulls. Everybody cares what you bring to the table. Everybody cares what you leave behind. Everybody cares how you make your fortune. Everybody cares if you lose your mind. Everybody cares. Everybody cares. Everybody cares. Everybody cares. But nobody knows. Well, thank you very much. All right. Anybody here ever fall in love with somebody who they weren't married to? Okay. I think it happens, but I don't think people like to talk about it. So I figured I'd write a song about it. I took you in my arms one day. You took me back to school, where true and trusting hearts won't stray. You didn't take me for a fool. A gentle breeze uncovered you. Your words hung in the air. There was really nothing we could do about this love we felt, but could not declare. I thought that we were blessed that day. I thought our love was true. I could hold my ground in spite of all they'd say. Put my faith and my trust in you. But a troubled wind blew through the town and drove everything inside. You chose to draw your shutters down, and our knot came untied. If I could know now what I knew then, if I could just go back again, turn back the clock, replay the game. If I could rewrite this whole story and fill it with sacrifice and glory, would the end still be the same? They're an idle memory left out in plain view. They're for all with eyes to see, the sight and the sound of you. Oh, awful was the load we bore, and terrible the deed. Only those would judge us sure who never felt the need. If I could know now when I knew then, if I could just go back again, turn back the clock, replay the game. If I could rewrite this whole story, if I could know now what I knew then, if I can just go back again, turn back the clock, replay the game. If I could rewrite this whole story and fill it with sacrifice and glory, the end still be the same. All right. Well, thank you very much. So I got a couple more here. I wrote this one back in 2017 also. It was actually after the election of 2016, which we found so discomforting. And also discouraging. I thought if I could do anything, it might be to help raise spirits I'm not just killing time. I'm not just chasing after rainbows. And when I speak my mind, it's not whatever way the wind blows. We walk through growing shadows. We walk through shattered glass. We live in troubled times. We hope this too shall pass. From the ebb of ancient history to the arc of measured time, from the lost and the immortal, from what's yours and what is mine, the cries of guileless children, the crush of evil men, our hopes get swept away, and we build them up again. Why don't you turn? Why don't you look? Why don't you lift your head up? Why don't you cry out? Why don't you scream? Why don't you run, sound the alarm, and keep our children safe from harm? This is our promise. This is our dream. Now the fates have not smiled often, and the years have not been kind. Though some have gained great fortune, there are so many left behind. Though great work be discarded, great love held in disregard, we hold these truths in our heart, and we'll defend them twice as hard. Now we're locked in another battle, like the ones we fought before. And I'm asking for your help tonight, and I'm standing at your door. Come out, raise your voices. Come out and raise the hue and cry. We'll fight this man together, and we'll be standing side by side. Why don't you turn? Why don't you look? Why don't you lift your head up? Why don't you cry out? Why don't you scream? Why don't you run, sound the alarm, and keep our children safe from harm? This is our promise. This is our dream. Oh, why don't you turn? Why don't you look? Why don't you lift your head up? Why don't you cry out? Why don't you scream? We can't turn back, we can't fall down. This is the point of no return. This is our future. This is our dream. Thank you. I got one more for you here. Did I get this? I got the song, right? Yeah. All right. I sort of have to include this in every set these days and finish with it because it's all too relevant, shall we say, today. If you remember back in 2016, the great refugee crisis, the caravans and all the other exaggerated stories, all the other fear mongering. There was some reality to it. There was a real crisis going on. It wasn't necessarily at our southern border, but there was a world away. It was actually in the Middle East. So that was So the refugee crisis that was bad then, it's worse now. So this is for refugees worldwide. The heat starts to build and the sun starts to rise. As the children awake and rub the sleep from their eyes. People forced from their homes with nowhere to run. A life as they know it is over. In the deserts and jungles and valleys and plains. In the towns and the cities too many to name. People forced from their homes with nowhere to run. A life as they know it is over. You can plunder the earth like a child in a store. Turn reason aside and rush headlong to war. Turn a deaf ear to truth and heed false alarms. You can go silent, go along for the ride. See what happens when two worlds collide. It's not Christian or Jewish or Muslim or Zen. It's not how it is now versus how it was then. It's just the fear and the sorrow you see on the face of the people who've had to leave their homes in this place. This is not land that was given by God. It can't be taken by force or a wink or a nod. It's just the ground that was earned by toil and trust. And that same ground runs beneath all of us. Sometimes we are asked to do more than we can. Sometimes we're lost and we can't see the plan. Sometimes we're hurt and we sail troubled seas. Sometimes we live on our knees. And in the end we are all refugees. So you better run fast. Oh, you never outrun your colonial past. Copper and diamonds and all that runs black. You took from their lands and now they want it back. Ancient quarrels and unfinished wars. Endless battles and unsettled scores. Fountains of sorrow and rivers of hate. All run together, we carved out your state. Sometimes we're asked to be more than we are. Sometimes we're asked to stay close but see far. Sometimes we're asked to dig deep and do right. Sometimes we can't run and hide. See what happens when two worlds collide. You can plunder the earth like a child in a star. Turn reason aside and rush headlong to war. Turn a deaf ear to truth and heed false alarms. Turn a cold heart to the child in her arms. For those fleeing float of a tyrant's command, looking for justice or truth in this land. For those living in darkness where the sun one time shone. You don't struggle alone. Sometimes we are asked to do more than we can. Sometimes we're lost and we can't see the plan. Sometimes we're hurt and we sail troubled seas. Sometimes we live on our knees. But God help the poor refugee. Because if you plunder the earth like a child in a star, turn reason aside and rush headlong to war. Turn a deaf ear to truth and heed false alarms. You can go silent, go along for the ride. See what happens when two worlds collide. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you, thank you. Bruce T. Carroll, the CD's in the back, full band production. Thanks, Frank.
Folks, give it up again for Bruce T. Carroll.
Thank you.
While Bruce is still on the stage, I'm going to tell you that next month we have a really important show here with Tom Chapin. And it's going to be really great, and it's a benefit for the Rosette neighborhood in New Haven. And we'll talk about that pretty soon, too. Thank you very much again for being here. Give it up for Bruce T. Carroll, please. Folks, stretch your legs for 5 minutes, and then we're going to come up with the incomparable Riley Cotton. Thank you very much again for being here, folks. Folks, give it up again for Bruce T. Carroll, and thank him for being here. And say thanks again to Jessica Smucker while you're at it. You know that when we're finished here, go out and say hi to these folks. They're really nice people, and they have CDs and stuff, so if you liked anything that you heard today, they probably have it on a disc. Or you can follow them online and la, la, la. You know all that stuff. What town are you from? Okay, Hartford now. Riley Cotton is one of my absolute favorites. And I guess I have a little bit of a soft spot for her because she sings with the Bargains sometimes too. And that's because we like her a lot and we love her songs. And I just saw her recently at the Glastonbury Apple Harvest Festival where she played with a full band, and on some of the songs she didn't even play guitar. And all of a sudden I was just floored to see her kind of open herself up as a vocalist and not have to, do two things at once. The new record is just unbelievable. You put out a video today. I have not watched it yet, but I'm going to watch it when I get home when I'm trying to fall asleep tonight. And she's got a brand new record coming out, and then she's going to be celebrating the release of it on November 15, and that's at Urban Lodge. No.
New Park Brewing.
Thank you very much. There's so many of them. New Park Brewing. I have been there. They have excellent pizza, but you won't be eating pizza because you'll be clapping too much for Riley Cotton and her brand new record. We're really happy to have her here. We're happy to have her anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Riley Cotton, please.
I bought a pack of cigarettes, smoked them on the couch, filled that ashtray sky high to the brim, and used your city to put them out. I quit chasing that feeling long ago, but I got good at loving bad for me, so I just sit around and smoke. Last night I walked home from that dive bar where we used to hang around. The folks down there started asking, where'd you run him off to? Anyhow, I quit calling, though I'd surely like to know. Took a drag out in the driveway where you used to drive me home. I let the cloud run fingers through my hair, let the fever fill my lungs. I can taste it turning gray and taking hold, but I'm no good at loving good for me, so I will think of you and smoke. When the rain comes falling without a word from you, I put the poison to my lips and I will sing a lonesome tune, and I quit chasing that feeling long ago, but I got good at loving bad for me, so I just sit around and smoke. Thank y'all so much. That's going to be on the record. That's my song about a drummer, Jessica. I relate to you there, girl. It's funny. I've been told not to date musicians. And as try as I might, it just kind of keeps coming back that way. But with the sunshiny perspective, I like to think that music is such a big part of who I am and of my life. And if I can't speak that language with someone else, I don't really know what there is, you know? What's that? Yeah. Don't give. Oh, no. No. I'm going to keep making the same mistake over and over again. Don't you worry. No, I'm not giving up, but thank you. All right. We're going to play this song called Adoration. This one's also going to be on the record. And it's about a lot of things. It's kind of a love song, but it's mostly about this interaction that I had. Just as I was moving to Hartford, I was walking around this flea market one day because I had kind of decided to start my life all over. I left a big relationship, kind of packed up all my little belongings in Litchfield and moved to Hartford. And I was just in this place where I was really, really lost. And I kind of needed some good news. And I'd come from a yoga class. I was in my sweats. And there was this woman who set up a card table in the corner, and she was reading tarot cards for like $5. And I don't typically subscribe to that sort of thing. I am a spiritual person, but not previously kind of invested in that sort of belief. But I thought, you know, I'll give this lady $5 and, you know, maybe she'll say something nice and brighten my day. And I sat there with this woman for an hour and a half and wept to her. Her name is Bonnie. And she is so beautiful and just full of light. And she just gave me really lovely wisdom and, you know, advice in this next chapter of my life. And she said to me, she said, "You're going to have a child next year." And I was like, She was like, "Or a creative project." I was like, "We're going to lean into that one. I like that idea." And so this album was born, so she was sort of right. And she just said that there were going to be these divine masculine spirits, is the term that she used, that were going to come into my life and be good for my creativity, and they were going to be supportive of me and lead me on this journey. And then I subsequently met these incredible men that are now my band, that if you come to New Park, you'll meet them too. But they've been so lovely and influential. And so this song, I think, I wrote it before I met any of them, but I think it's a lot about them and the presence that they've had in my life, and how it just kind of helped me turn it all around. So this song's called Adoration, and it's about that. I found a fortune teller in the corner of a flea market. She told me I would have a child and that good things soon would come. Prosperity was overused, insisted I was overdue for somebody to come around and make their adoration known. When he returned from wandering around mountain towns in Mexico, he told me he'd been calling. At night I hear him howling from my window. Love, it seems, drew light from me, but you, pull me in just like a tide and shine it back on me. I layered tattered carpets, hung pictures on my walls, made a nest of perfect branches and wrote songs together under winter sun. I found a straight shooter who won't let me play him wrong. Head heavy on his shoulder, he hums along and makes it right. Though it seems real light from me, but you, my mom, pull me in just like a tide and shine it back on me. Though it seems real light from me, but you, my mom, pull me in just like a tide and shine it back on me. I found a fortune teller in the corner of a flea market. She told me I would have a child and that good things soon would come. Thank you. Frank asked me where I'm from, and that's kind of hard to answer. I'm kind of from everywhere. I've lived a lot of places. I'm 26 years old, and I've moved, I think, upwards of 26 times. We're probably on like 27 now. 5 different states, a bunch of different houses, all over the place. But a large chunk of my life I spent outside of Dallas, Texas, and I've still got a lot of family down there. And I find that in times that are troubling to me, I think back to my childhood there, and if, sometimes I think that if I would have just stayed, that everything would be different, and that's kind of where I was supposed to be, and my destiny was kind of taken from me, or some kind of crazy narrative that I can kind of hook into. And so I wrote this song when I dropped out of school, and things were looking pretty dark and dismal, and I just thought if I could be back in Texas, everything would be all right. So the song's called Texas Skies. Dusty porch, a glass of wine. Daddy paid the rent and I was scraping by. Never got a degree. Never thought these dreams come back to haunt me. Then I'm going back to Texas skies. Yeah, I'm going back to Texas tonight. Pages folded, never read. Books full of started, portraits dead. Never made them feel just right. Couldn't fake the lightness in their eyes. So I'm going back to Texas skies. Yeah, I'm going back to Texas tonight. Tracks froze in winter storms. 4 blocks from home just seems so far. Wanna bleed beneath the sun. Numb fingers, barely 21. Toes kiss the edge, heart battle tone. Can't hear the wind howling no more. Scrape my knee coming down. Body small curls on the ground. So I'm going back to Texas skies. Yeah, I'm going back to Texas tonight. Yeah, I'm going back to Texas skies. Yeah, I'm going back to Texas tonight. Boarded that Boston train, packed up my life the very next day. Thank you. I may break from the pack and play a cover. Is everyone okay with that? You may know it, you may not know it. I hope you go home and listen to it. It is my rule for covers when I play them is that I pick songs that I wish I wrote, right? I think that's kind of a good bar to hold them to. And this one is particularly special to me because I had a friend, his name is Michael Sanford-Day, and he co-produced my record with me. Yeah, we love Michael. He has been through quite a journey with his health over the last year. But we've become really good friends in that time, and we were sending music a lot back and forth as he was spending a lot of time in the hospital going through surgeries and all of that. And, I'd check in on him and send him songs and such. And in that time, I discovered this record that's called the Marfa Tapes. And it's Miranda Lambert, Jack Ingram, and John Randall, 2 of which I'd never heard of before. I grew up singing Miranda Lambert, but they're sitting out in Marfa, Texas, in the desert, around a campfire with one microphone. And you can hear in the recordings the wind swirling around, and they're, joking and just making music. It's very raw and very in the moment. And they just kind of are all trading songs back and forth. And that's sort of the kind of recording. My philosophy, I guess, is that I really want to capture that magic, of people sharing songs and intimate stories and such. And so, yeah, we'd sent that record back and forth, and we loved it, and it really brought us together. And then we were trying to come up with a name for the band, and we were in a similar situation. It was Michael and his brother Phil and I all sitting around a campfire just a couple weeks ago. And Phil Day, if you ever need to name anything, I'll give you his number, because he's brilliant. He is an English teacher, and just has a great way with words, and he's named a couple of Michael's bands in his songwriter series and such. And I was telling him, just a bit of my background and everything, and he was like, "What about Riley Cotton and the Tin Men?" He's like, "You're kind of their heart, and they're your Tin Men and your lions, and and they're leading you home." And I loved it. And Michael and I looked at each other because Tin Man is also a name of the song on the Marfa Tapes, so it just was really perfect. And Phil didn't know that, and so it just kind of stuck. So this is Tin Man by Miranda Lambert. I'm gonna do my best version of it. Hey there, Mr. Tin Man. You don't know how lucky you are. Shouldn't shouldn't spend your whole life wishing for something bound to fall apart. Every time you're feeling empty, you better thank your lucky stars. 'Cause if you ever felt one breaking, you never want a heart. Hey there, Mr. Tin Man. You don't know how lucky you are. I've been on the road that you're on. It didn't get me very far. Well, you ain't missing nothing. 'Cause love is so damn hard. Take it from me, darling. You don't want a heart. Hey there, Mr. Tin Man. Let me talk this out. You can take mine if you want it, 'cause it's in pieces now. By the way there, Mr. Tin Man, if you don't mind the scars, you give me your armor, and you can have my heart. How am I doing on time, Frank? 2 more? 2? That feels great for me. Yeah. All right. This is a new one. And it's a rocker, but when I play it by myself, it's obviously not a rocker. It's obviously it's a little bit more mellow. It's called Waves and Blood and Air. And it was a title that was given to me by a friend. We were kind of doing this exercise where we would send each other song titles back and forth to write to. Because in this season of recording and making a record and such, I'm kind of hitting my head against the wall trying to, conjure some creative energy. The writing is just not coming to me right now. And I said to this friend, I was like, songwriting right now feels like a friend that isn't calling me back. And I miss that friend deeply, not just because we as creative people have this, or at least I do, this innate pressure to just be really prolific and write all the time and be like a Jeff Tweedy, you know, make music 8 hours out of every day, or I think he does something more than that, like 18 or something crazy. But this title, I wouldn't have written this song, I don't think, unless it were assigned to me. And it got the wheels turning again. So, yeah, this is Waves and Blood and Air, and it's about near-death experiences and how they kind of have forced me in situations in my life to kind of evaluate and think like, wow, man, I got to figure this out, you know? I really hope I do before it's too late. So, yeah. Upper hand change from one that shakes beyond your elbow to something strange. Have you lost a fight to a crashing wave? Water turns around like bottle glass with your edges taped. My body's one to break. One love I didn't make. If I die before I wake, this bed is mine. Honey, ain't it such a shame? Fear, ever humble your pain? Just stand alone by your child at home, wash your blood down the storm drain. Did your weary call fall flat on its face? Lick your wounds, left-handed fool, bandaged in May. There be more to waste, honey, ain't it such a shame? Waves and blood and air, they'll take you there. Waves and blood and air, they'll take you there. Ooh, ooh. When you lie on your back in the sun, did you ever think that this could be the only one? When your eyes were met with a mirrored view, and the air and the soul all return to you, you change your tune. My body's one to break. sea. They ramble on without me. Ooh. Ooh. Waves and blood and air, I'll take you there. Waves and blood and air, I'll take you there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thank you so much for being here this evening on your Friday. I'm so grateful to be here. My name is Riley Cotton. Thank you to Jessica Smucker and Bruce T. Carroll for being here as well. It's an honor to share the altar with them. Thank you, Frank, for having me and for hosting your beautiful home. It's lovely here. I'll be back again, I'm sure. And thank you to all of the sponsors. It's a really incredible space to get to, make music in. I'm really grateful to be here. And my record is out next week. It's called The Falling of the Fervor. It'll be out a week from today. It'll be on Spotify and, God willing, Apple Music. There's a little bit of a hiccup with that right now. YouTube, all that stuff. I'm on Instagram as well. Riley M, as in Marie Cotton. And I'm playing all over all the time. I hope to see you guys again. Thank you so much for listening. This last song is called Marie. It's from my first record. It's very special to me. It's about my relationship with my mom, which is very complicated. We don't talk anymore, unfortunately. But she was 26 when she had me, and I turned 26 this past year, and it was kind of my goal to play this song in every set this year, and I've held true to that. And writing this song really helped me to find grace and forgiveness and acceptance of our relationship, because I can't imagine how difficult it must be to be, in her shoes, like I said, at my age, trying to raise a baby. I couldn't do it, So all the power to her. But this song's called Marie. And it's for my mom. A man stopped me at the airport once, said I brought him back to he looked me up and down, mayor of a ghost town. Although we share a face and name, the weeping willow family tree broke the branches with my weight, and here I lie among the leaves. Are you the daughter of Marie? Are you the daughter of Marie? To board his big jet plane, and I went to grow into my legs. The boys would chase and take and trade and make mistakes we would excuse, while somebody's daughter caught in crossfires learns to pay her dues, and all the while strangers would stop and share with me a memory. 3 sisters on the hill, high off that good Marie. Are you the daughter of Marie? Are you the daughter of Marie? I ran to Boston soon as I turned 18. Came back from Boston with a bigger hole in me. Thought I had lost it. Stopped looking when I crossed the street. Dropped out of college, just like that girl Marie. Many thought nothing more of me. Too many thought too much of we. Marie, she looked at me on my back porch, still unbelieving she kept me yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. 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 Thank you.
Hey, folks, that's Riley Cotton right there. Hey, say thanks again to Bruce T. Carroll. And say thank you again to Jessica Smucker. Thank you all so much for being here. I highly suggest you go out and say hi to those 3 and buy their CD and stuff like that. Hopefully we'll see you next month, December 1st. Fight the power. Be kind to one another. Remember, you're loved. Have a great night, everybody.